Right, welcome everybody to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality Cast. I'm one of your hosts, Chris, and my co-host, our very good friend, is Dave.
Hi there, Chris, and hello to our listeners out there. Welcome to Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. Today we have a bonus episode. We've got a very special guest with us. We have Lara from Married at First Sight, Series 7 in the UK. Welcome to the show, Lara.
Oh, thank you very much for having me.
Awesome. We really appreciate. We don't normally have guests because we've normally torn them a new one in the previous week, but I thought you'd be a good fit. And so...
Oh, yeah. You can tear me a new one. I don't know.
the first thing...
Get the Ritchie stink off me.
The first thing I'd like to ask you is, what's it been like since you finished the series? Because obviously there's a bit of a lag, isn't there, while they edit everything, and then, you know, watching the series as well. But since you came out of the show, what's it been like?
Yeah, it's funny because obviously I came out super early, which was shit. So then they said, you know, you're going to have a couple of months before the show airs and your life will be exactly the same. But, you know, once the show gets going, it's probably going to be so different. Yeah, it really isn't. I'm still working in the chicken shop. The only difference is when I'm taking the bins out, people ask me if I'm on television. So that's super awesome for me.
Do people recognize you in the chicken shop? Do they go, oh, you're Lara from MAFS?
Yeah. I'm all the time, and it's always when for some reason, it's only when I'm taking the rubbish out. I don't understand people wait for me to be doing something really shitty and then ask me. But no, I get quite a few people come up to the counter and go, "Oh my God, it's you! And I'm like, yes, and it's you."
And have you not had more people coming in? You know, because it's known, isn't it? You know, there can't be that many places that it could be. So
chicken. Well, I worked at Five Guys, and that's next door.
Right.
Everybody wants a piece of Lara in the fast food business.
So, you know, when you come out of this sort of process, did he help you sort of, Lara, to sort of prepare you for what's going to happen? Obviously, because you go from having, from not a lot of people knowing who you are, you know, in the public thing, and then all of a sudden you're just there, aren't you, front and centre, you know, all the adverts, everything.
Yeah, I mean, it is. We have a PR company who talks to us, and they sat us down before the show was released and talked to us about trolls and internet stuff and how to deal with things, not to respond to stuff, and what you have to, and if anything goes wrong or somebody's giving you death threats, which by the way some people have gotten on the show. And I mean, God, I love the fact that people are so involved in the show. Thank you so much. But it's still a TV show, people. I don't really think you have to go and try to threaten people. If you don't like it, watch the British Bake Off instead. I think that.
Yeah.
It's a weird disease in the country, really, isn't it? You see it on Love Island as well, that someone gets so riled up. I mean, honestly, we get wound up, you know, so emotionally invested. But Jesus Christ, to actually send something like that. Have your
say, people. Have your say, absolutely. But, you know, Whitney got a horrible one last week where it said, do you think that car was meant for you and not your mum?
Fucking hell.
Yeah. That is terrible.
That's a fucking line, you know? Do you know what I mean? That's absolutely fucking unnecessary. I mean, you don't have to like the way she's behaved. You can hate what they did to Gemma, and you can have your say in a video or on your Instagram or on Twitter or whatever, and say I didn't like that or I think she's an idiot, right? And then leave it there, you know. But that kind of stuff is just disgusting, isn't it? Really?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But what is your background with reality TV as well? So before you came into MAFS, do you watch all the different shows? Which shows do you watch?
I'm a MAFS super fan. I watch the Australian one and I watch the British one. I love it. I mean, I absolutely love it. And my friends and I will watch it together, and then we do a group chat where we slate everybody on the show, which is my favorite part. And I still do it now to my other cast members every night. So lucky people. Terrible. I watch Love Island. I love all the Real Housewives. I watch all of those. So
my favourites. Yeah.
Housewives of Beverly Hills, my absolute favourite.
You've got to get on Married at First Sight. Not Married at First Sight. You've been on that. Married to Medicine. You have been on that. Married to Medicine. He's based in Atlanta. Oh, it's amazing, Lara. Absolutely kick off. Last week there was Punchy's phone and everything. It's amazing.
See?
Oh, you've got to watch it.
And reality TV all mixed together.
It's great. We love it. We've got an episode to catch. It's been about 9 or 10 seasons, but it's on Prime. It's amazing, honestly. They absolutely they lay way. Some of them are doctors, some of them are married to doctors, but they get together and they just go at each other, and we love it. The beat is so good. It's just like a boiling kettle every episode. It's one of the best.
That's right. That's right up my alley. That is. I like a bit of the drama. I have to admit. I know. I do like MAFS because it does have the that people do actually work out. Like couples do work. But then you have to admit the drama is pretty fucking good as well.
You mentioned the Australian one. I mean, that has been our favourite because the drama just has generally been at a higher level. But I have to say, I think this season it's rivaling it. It is up there.
We went with the Australian kind of a platform this time, and so we had to kind of bring the drama, didn't we? We couldn't do it like the Australian one and then be super shit, like. And the thing is, Australians do it so well, don't they? I don't know what it is about. They're just funnier and meaner. It's just the best.
Yeah.
I think they just don't give a shit.
Yeah, the less aware of the repercussions. I mean, Olivia and Dominique. Yeah, exactly. Olivia and Dominica was just amazing TV. Oh my God. Oh.
I felt bad for her husband, because she was such a fucking bitch all the way through, and he just stood by her, and you wanted to go. You could see that he was just horrified week after week, thinking, "I'm stuck with this woman who's clearly insane," and she just kept getting worse and worse. At the end, you knew he was thinking, "Why did I have sex with her? She's crazy."
They're not together now, actually, and she's got an OnlyFans page. The irony of all that. Oh,
yeah, she's probably the only fan.
Oh, nice.
Very good, yeah. Very good.
But my word! I'm here all week trying to deal.
You're fitting in perfect with this podcast straight away. You're taking a piss. That's what we want.
Yeah.
Like me, I always say I'm like the reality TV, not aficionado, but I just love watching it. When it kicks off and it's something that bugs the hell out of me, like we've saw it a little bit this week. You can sort of see where something's like they've had to reenact it, like Towie does and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Is that something that's so difficult to do? If you've just had a go at someone and gone, "You fucking bastard," blah blah, and you're genuinely showing your emotions, you're like, "What?" And it goes, and then they go, "Hang on, can we do that again?" Does that ever happen, or do they just go with it? Because it seems sometimes.
No. We don't when it's drama. They just let it happen. What we do have to redo sometimes is coming into the room. Like when we come in for the commitments, they'll say, "Right, go out, come in again, go out." And when the experts say, "Hi guys, let's talk about what's coming up next," they have to do that 3 or 4 times. But if it's drama or it's conversations, that's all just free flowing because you couldn't really do it again, could you? I mean, there was one thing in Love Island where Ekin-Su and Davide get up from the couch, and you can tell they've done it 17 times because they're like, "Right, let's go," and they stand up together, hold hands, and then trot away because you know that's take 18, right?
Yeah. We always speculate that, don't we, Dave? Because what it is with us, Lara, we just rip the piss because we can see when it's like that's not real. That conversation, so it's like you can see on Love Island this year. Yeah, and they always get the one who can't really act or play up to the cameras, and they go, "Hi, shall we go for a drink?" That's a great idea.
That wasn't Ritchie because that's all he did.
Yeah. We're going to get onto that.
Hey, someone like Ritchie, lad, didn't we, David? Didn't you?
What?
You enjoyed Ritchie on the show, didn't you?
Fuck off.
He married to Michael Barrymore. I was like, somebody should put a fucking microphone in his hand.
Oh my word. So I was going to save this question for later, but I mean, on a scale of 1 to 1,000, where does going for a kickabout on a 5-a-side pitch fit in your perfect date scale? 1 being the highest, 1,000 being the bottom.
Minus negative 25. He was so mad as well because I was fiddling with the outfit. He's like, "No, you can't wear it like that. You've got to wear it like a normal outfit." I think he wanted me to look like a massive dick, But little did he know I can't play football, so I was going to look like a massive dick anyway. So. And he was whipping those balls at me as well, right? Like you could see it. He was definitely aiming for my face.
When you were in goals, definitely. I mean, 100%. It was very weird. I don't know if you've seen Dumb and Dumber, but there's a moment where he throws a snowball right in the girl's face. It reminded me of that.
It was very much like that, yeah.
I tell you, do you still keep in touch with Ritchie then, Lara, at all?
Oh,
no. I mean, and it's not like it's deteriorated. Once we left that show, we never had anything to do with each other ever again.
Yeah.
He had blocked me on social media, but the funny thing is I didn't follow him, so you chose me.
Oh my word.
That is outstanding. I must admit, we had some fun, didn't we, Dave, watching all that unfold? Like, not at your expense, just the way we question the experts, and you can see we do the quotation fingers because are they? I really think sometimes they're not really experts, and they sort of go like this. These two will go together. Them there.
No, in their defense, when you go through all these tests that they have to do, if you have a reason to be on this show that isn't genuine, then you'll say whatever you think you need to say. You have to be completely honest or it can't work. You can't match somebody with somebody who hasn't been honest about who they are. And I think that's where the problems lie in this show. Now, I know everybody comes on for different reasons and that's fine. But, so like if you match somebody whose platform or love, then how's that really going to work out, right? Because they're going to be doing everything they do on TV to make themselves look a certain way, whereas the other person's going to be just like, so I think that's the issue.
Yeah.
Was there a moment with Ritchie where you thought maybe he's not here for the same reasons that I am?
Day one?
I was going to say, was it the David Brent moment where he whips out the guitar and it's like, shit.
Fucking hell. So Lara, you lived through that, and we only see excuses. I was sat there with my wife watching it, and I am grabbing it going, he's going to get the fucking guitar before he even said it. He's going to get the guitar. I was fucking gone completely. So sorry, take it away. I was trying.
If he could have found a way to do a transformer move where the guitar just shoots out from his sleeve,
that would be cool. Maybe a little ukulele.
Well, I think that probably would have been more appropriate size-wise.
Exclusive.
I don't know why he's blocked me on social media. I can't think. It's beyond me. I've been so kind.
Well, who would you say did it best? Who did the serenade best? Was it Ritchie or was it Will from The In-Betweeners, the second movie?
Did you see that on my story?
I think I did, but we'd already speculated because it was almost the same. I'm sure it was inspired.
I hate it, but I can't stop looking.
Was that your inner monologue? Was that your inner monologue?
My eyes are going and my mouth's going, but they're all going in different directions. And my whole face I look like I'm having a series of mini strokes because I don't know what I'm supposed to be feeling. But also I wanted to be kind because this guy, I don't know anything about him, and you don't want somebody to get a guitar and say, put that fucking away. I'm not having that. Because in the first couple of weeks, you're still really trying to be your, really nice version of yourself, aren't you? Best foot forward and all that, like my mum says. But I didn't. I wasn't. Plus, also, I wasn't expecting that song. I think. I thought it was in a church group.
It was entertainment. We loved it. We love The Office, so we love those cringe moments, even though we're hiding behind our fingers.
Well, we were very much that couple. We were the office couple.
Yeah, honestly, Lara, and it's not to laugh at stuff, but the first thing me and Dave did was send each other the David Brent bit to Gareth and get the guitar. I was gone because we do an Office podcast, or we have done the Office podcast in the past, which is, and that's the one thing we'd always send. We love David Brent. That's how me and Dave connected. Yeah. So I felt so sorry for you, honestly. I mean, Sam, my wife was going, "Where does Lara go? Where does she look?" You were just there going. We felt for you so much.
But here's the thing: if he'd been a really genuine guy, I don't think it would have made me so cringy now. I think maybe it wouldn't have, but it was just everything that came after that just made it seem like I get it. He wants a Christmas #1, but it was at my expense and stole my journey and stole my husband from me. Right. So that's why I'm so vocal about this stuff. Not because if I really thought he was a lovely guy, but we just didn't get along, I probably wouldn't say a word about any of it. But it just and every time he's probably happy that we've talked about this, because now that's somebody else talking about his music, and it's an amazing ability to only ever see the positives about you. What a beautiful world to live in.
Oh, and it's obviously it's out now. And was it easy for you to adjust from it all and just sort of wait? I know we said about they prep you and everything, and sort of tried to help you, what's going to happen. But has it just been fine just to come back into your normal life? Because is it like a month or so you filming, or is it a couple of weeks?
It's been months. Like for people to go all the way through, the filming is months. But I was in for just over a month. But the fact is, it sucks because everyone's continuing on without you, and then you're kind of just sat here in limbo. But when the press stuff came out, then it's all exciting again, and you think, oh, it's all coming out, and then 4 episodes later, I'm gone. And then I've got to watch it every week, going, oh, I want to be on the retreat. I want to be shouting at people. Yeah. Why can't I be there? I have some great things to say about that. Where am I?
And I don't expect so. There's obviously some things you can't say. So wink once, for yes, 2 for no. You said
I did that when I was being kidnapped by Ritchie.
Yeah.
No one helped you.
Help! SOS.
Exactly. 999 on my burner. Well, my little burner phone they gave me, the little drug dealer phone.
The thing is, there was no way he was letting go. I think he was a limpet just stuck on you right there.
He tried to put his fingers in my glove. I'm on the honeymoon. Did you see that? I know it's not a euphemism, I promise.
I was going to say, but you said about the experts, and if people come in for a platform and the wrong reasons, but they can fake the interviews and what have you. What do you think the experts' reasons were to pair you and Ritchie together?
Listen, I think that at my age, going on this show, I imagine that probably more women my age would apply, but I'm guessing the pool they had to choose from for men that were in my age group was very, very small to start with, right? Like, you've got to be a certain kind of guy who decides to find a bride on a reality TV show in your 50s. You also have to have a job that you can leave, for a couple of months at a time. And that's a big thing. Like, easy for me because I'm on minimum wage. So as is Ritchie. No, I'm kidding. He's not. So I imagine they had a hard time finding me somebody. And then on paper, like we have very young personalities, really kind of out there. He was into music. I'm into music. I guess, they thought it ticked some boxes. Unfortunately, he didn't like to listen to music because he said it was like a busman's holiday. So, which was, I find it really like calms me down. So not being able to listen to music whilst we were together was very hard for me. So, and I was kind of like, all these things I thought were going to be great about us together were like, no. Yeah. We ended up, he had hair was the only thing left on the list. So,
and you know what?
And I'm pretty sure it was a wig.
I'm sure he borrowed it from the Hobbit set.
Well, hey, he's definitely got some Just for Men on there. But
I did pull it. I pulled it on the day
just to make sure.
Just to make sure, in case it came off.
Oh, I think. I did say when you were saying to like what you wanted in a guy and Ritchie. So me and David, I was like,
alive. Careful what you wish for.
It did seem
definitely that.
Yeah, it did seem you were compatible. I was thinking these have got a chance, and fucking hell, were we wrong? So
I thought so too. I thought so at the wedding. I really did think, okay, I can work with this. This is going to be okay. We're going to be fine. But things deteriorated incredibly quickly for us. So, it got weird quick. I
was going to ask you one thing that you said about the wedding and that, which I find fascinating. I always question the validity when you tell like your family and that, but I always feel that sort of thinking there's got to be a one take and done. You can't fake saying to someone, "I'm getting married to somebody." How does it? Is it as real as it looks? Because sometimes some of the families are just sort of like, "Oh right, okay," but then others are like, "No, what the fuck are you doing?" So was it for you? Was it strange to sort of go through all that?
Well, my parents knew I'd applied for the show. They didn't know I was getting on the show. So I think that might be a case with a lot of the people. They know that because you can't go through this process for 8 months and not speak about it to anybody who's close to you, because that's bizarre. When they said to me, because, you're not supposed to talk about it. And they said to me, Lara, who of your friends who doesn't know, which one of your friends do you want to use to tell? And I was thinking, shit, the woman at the fucking bakery knows, the woman who does my dry cleaning knows, the woman at the chemist knows, everybody in Little knows. I said, Anne Frank wouldn't have lasted a day. I can't keep my mouth out about anything. You know what I mean? Would have said, dear diary, met this wonderful girl named Lara, and that would have been it. But so I actually did it. I did tell my friend, but they didn't use that one. I did two, one to my parents, one to my friend. But that one was funny because when she showed up to do it, they paid for her parking, right? She was like, she's like, this might have been a little bit more if they hadn't just given me £1.25 to stick in the meter. But
yeah.
But I do think some of the people that did it said they had kept it a complete secret. Some people, I think the guys are better at that because, let's face it, guys give you limited information most of the time anyway. So.
I bet Kwame was good at it.
His family still don't know.
Yeah.
Because they're still locked in that basement of a semi-detached.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that is classic. Absolute classic.
That was weird, right?
Yeah.
That was so weird.
I think he's a secret agent.
He was like, "Oh, we're good. We cracked this. We're the best couple in the world. We're gonna leave. But where are you gonna leave to, Kwame? Because you're not taking her to your house. What are you gonna take her to a tent? To a tent on the park? I don't know where he was expecting he was gonna take this on the outside world. So."
Yeah, it's not good timing with Dharma coming out this week, but...
And I'm watching that, by the way.
We are. Oh, my gosh.
It's horrendous, though.
Everything about Jeffrey Dahmer, I don't know. I've got a real serial killer problem. I mean, I don't just date them. I also like the shows about them.
If you go on YouTube, all the court cases on there, and some of the characters are witnesses. I've just watched the guy in the first episode. Spoilers, I'm not going to say any more than that, but he gets interviewed in the real case. It's fascinating. I'm the same as you, Lara. I'm like, I don't usually into stuff like this, but I'm like, this is just...
Mindhunter on Netflix, that was absolutely phenomenal. And then they cut it. And I was like, no, they cut it because they had to buy Friends on Netflix. Like, who the fuck hasn't seen Friends 75,000 times? Can we not have some new programs, please? I'm just saying.
I do love Friends, though.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is, I think the warning sign was there for me with yourself and Ritchie on day one when you told him about you having kids, and like the guy's 50 and he's like, "Ooh, kids," I'm like, you're not 20, mate. What do you expect? So I don't know. It just there were red flags from day one, I think.
Well, there were red flags as soon as we got on our honeymoon because we went for dinner the first night. Obviously, it's not recorded. This is the problem. Everything that he said that was honest to me was off camera. Right? As soon as the cameras came on, it was Ritchie! Hey, Ritchie D! And I was like, I can't have a conversation with somebody who's a fucking clown. So like, I'm in tears all the time, and he's living his fucking best life on the other box. So, but first night went for dinner. Thing is, he wouldn't tell me how old he was when we met because I think he thought he looked so fucking good for his age. I was going to be so like, I think he wanted to save it for the camera so I could go, oh my god, yeah, way. Right? Unfortunately, what he didn't anticipate is I look even fucking better. So when I told him, he asked me if I wanted more kids, and I said, well, we could try, but they'd probably come out all, I said, because like I'm 50, and he was not happy. He said, so if I fall in love with you, that means I never get to have kids. This isn't fair on me. And he had a massive strop and didn't speak to me for half an hour. Right? He said he was going to go and talk to the experts and shout and at Channel 4, and they'd done him wrong and all this stuff, and then never mention it again on the couch or ever again. Or to anybody. And so I went to Channel 4 and said, like, this poor guy thought he was going to start a family with somebody, and then you've given him an old lady and he's not happy. And they said, this is the first we're hearing of it.
Does he know how women's bodies work? Like,
yeah, well, he was kind of like having a go at me, and I was like, he said, how was I supposed to know you couldn't have kids? I said, well, like how old ladies work, right? Like that's just science and Mother Nature. I don't really know what to say here. He didn't have any relationships. I didn't realize you'd lived in a room on your own for 51 years.
But that's not your fault anyway. That's down to the experts as well. You know, if they matchmake, and if he's never said it, so how do they get it right?
Well, that's what he's saying. He told them that they're saying they'd never heard it. So so there was loads of red flags for me right from the start, because I'm thinking, well, this guy hasn't been genuine, obviously, during the interview process, right? If what everyone's telling me is true. His reaction, he's saying that he didn't love the fact that I had kids, right? And then to the point where he got quite upset about it. And then we did a filming at when we did the beer tasting, and they said, right, do you want to talk to Ritchie? Why don't you talk to Ritchie about your kids? And I said, I don't think he wants to. I don't think he's comfortable. And he went, no, it's great. Yeah, let's talk about the kids. It's all great. Yeah, we'll start a band together. You know, it was like, so I tried to help him out by saying, look, if you're not comfortable, we won't do it. But no, once the cameras are on, he wanted to adopt Chinese babies, raise my kids, and like all live in a van and do some kind of like, I don't know, Alan, it's a Partridge Family kind of thing. So I don't know. But
Alan Partridge.
I just did that, didn't I? I was hoping you wouldn't notice. Thanks, back of the net. So the thing is, though, that I realized quite quickly that we were never going to have an honest conversation on camera. And then I thought, so where do we go from here? Because it's not fair to the other couples if we're not being honest. Then things started to get better, and I could see he was trying to be less Ritchie, and so I thought, well, okay, let's give it a go, because I'd given up so much to go on this thing. I was going to like give it 100%. So plus I wanted to give Ritchie my 100% as well, in case I'd read the whole situation wrong, which I completely had not. And then as quickly as things got better, things quickly got very bad.
So you know, when you say, like, obviously you do filming bits and things like that, and this is perfect. It's brilliant what you're telling us, because it's like with going behind the curtain. But are you together 24/7, and then they just say to you, we want you to film a scenario, like a beer tasting thing or what, you know?
We've got activities that we do, and then they come and film us in our apartments. But so there's a lot that you want. We are together 24 hours, and you got to remember, you don't have any friends other than the group. You don't have your family. You don't have a job that you go to. Where normal couples, you maybe spend 3-4 hours together every day tops, but you are literally, from the moment you get up to the moment you go to sleep and get up again. And the only other people you see are the film crew, except for the dinner parties. So, it's a lot. So when you're in the experiment, just because you've been there a few weeks, it's not a few weeks for us, it's months, because it's so accelerated the way you feel about it.
Oh,
what are some of the positives that you can take from the experience? So we've had a good laugh. I appreciate your candor about your time there, but you must have made some good connections and friendships.
I loved everything about it, even though I didn't get the man I wanted, or a realistic one. But I love the process. I love the process from when they first started interviewing me all the way to, like, I said I loved it. Even if I hadn't got on the TV, I would have still loved doing the whole thing. It was so exciting to do. The wedding was gorgeous, and I can't thank Channel 4 enough for a beautiful day, and was gorgeous. And I just loved doing it. I mean, I loved it. And I've made such great friends. And the meeting, it's so surreal. The first time we go to the commitment ceremony and I'm on the couch, and I think, oh my God, I'm in a fucking TV show I watch. This is the weirdest. I really felt like I might be on drugs. I was like, whoa, this is so surreal, And then when Mel said, I was, all right, Lara, what you not telling us? And I was like, oh my God. And Paul is so sexy. Like he's just like, his voice is just like silk. You feel like you could just fall asleep in it. Like, yeah, I mean, I loved it. I loved the whole thing. And I really had terrible FOMO when I had to go. I mean, I really didn't want to leave. Thought they were going to have to put me in a suitcase and send me back, because I was like, no. Who doesn't like their husband? I'll take one of those. See, if I just waited a couple of weeks, I could have had Matt.
I agree with you with Paul. He is super smooth and generally very good. He's not my favourite right now, though, because I don't agree with the decision they made right at the end of the week to let Matt and Whitney stay.
I don't agree with it at all, but there's a but coming, right? But the first time I ever talked to Paul, I said, how are you? And he said, phenomenal. And I thought, oh my God, how, I said, even on my best day, I'm okay. How does one person get to phenomenal? Like, whatever that is, I'd like a little bit of that, please. Like, he was great. So, yeah, I think, listen, the experts are going to have a hard time this week because I think the general public is pissed, right? But also the general public is going to like the fact that the drama is still there. So you can't really win. Morally, they're upset, but secretly they're loving it. Charlene posted on her Instagram saying, like, hateful messages will not be accepted. They'll be deleted. Like, they're getting hate mail, like, super bad. You know, again, people love the dedication, but maybe let's all remember it's a TV show.
Oh yeah, it kept us going. We normally record for what, 20 minutes or something?
Yeah.
We were going for an hour. We could have gone for 2 more, and we were saying, why did they do this? Why did they do it? God damn it! I can't wait for Monday.
I think that like, I felt that too. I didn't like the way it was handled, and the fact is, yeah, people find love in different places, but this show wasn't called Come and Find Love. It was Get Married to a Stranger. Right. And that was, she had her stranger, he had his wife. And at least she actually spent a couple of weeks with Duca rolling her eyes. But man, what just Gemma said, oh, good morning. And he went, oh, I got to leave to another apartment. You know, Jenna opens the door and Matt says, oh, I've got to leave. I can't cope anymore. He spent a minute with that woman, you know, and it seems unfair that Gemma put all, you know, she's got kids and everything, same as me. She's had to put everything on the line to come here to do 2 minutes and then to fuck off. It's all right. We found happiness with each other and we'll just keep continuing and enjoying ourselves in the process. It's just, it's a shitty thing. But, you know, it's a hard one. I don't know if the experts would have, I don't know. We don't know why they've decided. Maybe we'll see more when it comes out.
I think the producers have got their arm up their back. So even if they wanted to get rid of them, they probably, you know, guys, this is gold.
But again, like the thing, but the viewers would probably be like on Monday if they'd gone, been like, oh well, great. So let's watch Shanita and Jordan run through a forest. You know, as lovely as they are, it's not making great TV at the moment, is it? Because it's too nice. Jen and Zoe are doing well. Even Thomas and Adrian are doing well. I mean, it seems like if we don't have a bit of drama, we're going to get bored as well. So I think it's a hard one to kind of navigate.
Yeah, because we said that as well. It's like I mean, you, obviously it's all raw. It's all stuff that's been on the thing. Like you said, I don't agree with them having a go at the experts. We've had a pop at them just from our perspective of doing the show.
Yeah, but you can have an opinion by all these people, but you know,
not abusing them like that. I'm yeah, exactly. And I'm with you. I love Paul. Like I watch. Celebrities go dating and everything, so he's the man on there. That voice is just amazing. But I think you're so right, both of what you both said. If they're not on that show next week, as much as I don't believe anything that's gone, and I think needs to have been together from before the show, or not even if it's the start of the show, there's something not right because it was dead off the way they were acting. And poor Gemma just got absolutely hung out to dry. And like you said, he was like a little kid. Oh, what was that? You've moved the cup, right? That's it. I've had enough. Oh, right. And he must storm off more than Thomas. You know, like Thomas has got the record.
Hey, Thomas is like, that's my thing. You can fuck right off. Yeah.
So we think, Lara, though, we love. I mean, now we love Thomas and Adrian, but I think Adrian has been amazing on this show. He's my favourite one so far because he's so calm and he brings you down.
Thomas.
Yeah.
Thomas.
You're a fucking liar. He's always going on it. He's so good. I
want to know what's happening between Adrian and George, though, because there was a big turnaround there, right? And they cut that, so we don't get to see. So I'm quite excited because Adrian isn't the kind of person he stands by you if he thinks you're right. So whatever George has said or done, Adrian has not liked that. And I know that George tried to say that it's probably because he's standing up for Thomas, but I think it's bigger than that.
Ooh, I mean, we were speculating that George is kind of he did it at the first dinner party where he'd talk about April and whatever to anyone who'd listen. And then as soon as someone questions it, he's like, what are you talking about? I don't know why everyone's talking about this. It's like, well, you lit the fire.
Yeah.
Scratch my head. It's like,
we thought because...
told anybody was listening to you.
Exactly. We thought that because George was kind of attacking Thomas, and Adrian had his ear chewed off by George, then he's kind of standing up for that.
I think George went for Thomas because he's scared what Thomas is going to reveal.
Yes, we both said that. There's more to that. And the first time George...
He's not upset for April. It's self-preservation because he's gone in and spilled the beans, so to speak, with Adrian. That's where I was going to go. Sorry. And then obviously Thomas has overheard, or they've obviously discussed it, and now he knows that Thomas is volatile when it comes to April, and he's worried that shit's going to come right out. And he's probably made up a few things. I think he's not been entirely truthful about the situation.
Yes. Oh yes, we agree.
But we've been on a bit of a journey with Thomas, haven't we? I think in that first week we thought, Adrian is not going to put up with this. But it's been so good to see how they've kind of gelled, how they've met each other halfway.
That's why I love them, right? Yeah. Put kettle on. They're like sitting there moaning. They'd be like, you can see them on Gogglebox. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But I do think next week when we have the next dinner party, I think Adrian is the hero we want. Thomas is going to be the hero we deserve. He is going to give them both barrels. And I cannot wait.
I know. I mean, and Thomas's one-liners are amazing. Beauty queen, fraud, a liar.
We had all that with Daffy Day as well, didn't we? A liar, but he's...
That's my line.
Yeah, that's my line. Yeah, he's been excellent because I think... there's something there with April. One of them is blagging it and one of them is lying, but we'll never know. But as long as one of them doesn't back down, we still get this storming off and he fucking hates her and everything. It's great.
It doesn't, and I'm telling you, it's ongoing. It is an ongoing battle. Now, thing is, I feel bad for April because I think this George situation with her and George is hard. And I feel like she's quite a quiet person when it comes, like her and George are supposedly have that in common. They like to keep their personal business personal. Unfortunately, what she doesn't know is George is telling everybody and then telling her to keep it quiet. So I don't think she can be totally honest, which is what I think Tom is seeing. That's what he's picking up on, that she seems dishonest. And it might be something that's just completely to do with her and George. But he senses that there's dishonesty there, and that's why he's calling them fake. And I think that's the issue. I also think with the lies thing, that the rumors, I think if Thomas had said it, he'd just fucking say it. I don't think he's, I don't know why he wouldn't just admit it and say, put his hands up and apologize for it. Because I think he does do rage and regret throughout the show.
But he seems to know that about himself, at least. So
about that. Yeah. I'm a cunt. I drink too much. I'm a cunt. I said a lot of shit I shouldn't say. Sorry. I'm going to do it again in about 45 minutes. Sorry.
Oh, my word. So another question I've got for you. Sorry. Is Jonathan actually a time traveller from the 1950s?
Oh yeah, Jonathan is not happy with me at the moment. Yeah.
Oh really?
Because obviously I've been doing this after the show. I've been talking about it, and he was it's so funny that the people that have the biggest problems with people having an opinion. Sorry, Jonathan, you've just proved the point I was making just 45 minutes ago. Women should be seen and not heard, and definitely not fat.
You know what, Laura? That was a disgrace. That if she's got what did he say, elephant legs or something, horse legs. If she puts weight on it, it's not medical. That I'm not interested. I'm like, holy shit! And even the experts are like, you cannot speak about people like that. And he's like, I don't care. I'm not bothered. I
think the thing is, I don't think Jonathan did it on to be nasty at first. I think it was complete. He just said it like he thought it. Didn't think anyone would think anything about it. And if he just left it there and then said, "Oh fuck, that I'm so sorry," right? All he had to do to make this whole thing go away is say, "I had no idea how I come across. I apologize." Even if he didn't think he'd done anything wrong, he clearly has hurt his wife. If he'd said, "I've obviously made you upset. For that, I apologize," and then shut the fuck up, never mentioned it again, this would all be over. But he just kept trying to find someone who was going to agree with him and repeating it. And I think clearly Sophie has issues with her body shape and how she feels about herself. And that's probably a real trigger for her. And she was thinking, I like this guy. If I fall in love with him and I have a baby and I put on a few pounds, is he going to leave me? And then she's spiraling out of control. And he's still fucking doubling down on it. And then she stands up for him, even though she doesn't think he's right, which I think is fantastic. And instead of saying to her, I'm sorry, I've put you in a position where you have to do that, he says, I don't give a shit what people think. I don't care if you're upset. Like, it's like, Jonathan, take a fucking hint, man. Like, I just
and he didn't help his case as man of the people when he supported Matt and Whitney at the wrong fucking time. I was like, oh my God.
Like this. Oh no, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Stop. It's like, this is the moment you pipe up, you weirdo. Stop it. I do love Jonathan's mom, though. I love Jonathan's mom because she was like, oh yeah, he's forever saying shit he shouldn't say. Like, completely unlike George's mum, who probably has all his teeth bronzed and on the table.
A lock of his hair and everything.
Around her neck and her neck. Yeah.
Yes, he's got his milk teeth and everything there. Yeah, he's. I mean, he's obviously from a poor background, driving a convertible Mercedes. Obviously, this farming, agricultural life that he leads. What a load of fucking bullshit that was. Fucking bollocks.
I'm gonna laugh. Thing is, I've just got to keep, like, I think everybody has the right to have an opinion about what they see, and I'm going to continue to give mine regardless if people fucking want it or not. People can choose not to listen to me. Isn't that how the world works? I mean, yeah. And then I think that you've just got to don't, again, have your opinion and leave it there. Don't be sending people messages saying, please stop talking about me.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had that in the past, haven't we? We're not contestants. We've never been on the show. We've had it from a few contestants from some of the shows, and not because we know anything. It's usually me, my big mouth, because we see an edited show, we react to an edited show. We know it's not everything that's going on, but if they're showing that,
react to what the viewers are seeing, right? You can't.
Yeah.
Like, I'm only commenting on how it comes across, and he's he's like, oh, you should know better because an edit's an edit. I took my lumps. Do you know what I mean? My edit didn't do me any favors, and it didn't paint a picture. It was Ritchie's this lovable guy who has so much love to give, and Lara's too fucking lazy. Now she's popped out a couple of kids and some shitty relationships, and she's just done. Like that was what people thought of. But and I didn't go on and start screaming and crying about it. I kind of tried to have a little laugh about it. I obviously get my points across, but I feel like you've got to, again. They were very clear to us. This is a television show. We want you to find love, but it is a television show. And I think some people got so wrapped up in the first bit, they didn't listen to the second bit, So I think everybody just needs to take a breath and go, it's a TV show, people, like in 3 months, it'll be chip paper. Do you know what I mean? No one's going to, if you don't pursue a platform from this show, people will not know who you are in a few months. It's easy. It just goes away. So I think that's something people need to realize as well.
Yeah, I think it's sorry, Chris. It's the go-to though, isn't it? When someone doesn't like how they come across, it's the edit. But we saw it with we saw it with Olivia in MAFS Australia last year. As the edit. But you've given us about 20 data points. You're consistently saying
stuff. They can't. They can. Well, especially in the Australian one, I think they can move things more. We have multiple laws for that here. But still, she said those words, and some of them. I wouldn't care if they put them in a different order. That's still bad. Yeah. She said bad shit. Own your bad shit. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I think with Olivia, which was probably to the benefit of us as people who are watching it, is she forgot the cameras were there sometimes. And it's like the cameras are fucking everywhere.
You absolutely do, and it sounds ridiculous. I know Jordan said, I was trying to have a private moment with Zoe. I didn't realize people were listening. I know there's a million cameras around, right? But it's all dark around you at the dinner party. And after you've had a couple of drinks, you forget. You absolutely forget. Once you start, I woke up the next morning and went, oh no, what did I say? And then you forget that the experts are watching the whole dinner party. And I did, after the first one, I woke up this morning and I fucking gossiped. I gossiped so hard. Oh my God, I'm such a cunt. Oh. Did you hear about April? I mean, why did you tell me? Like, first of all, I don't give a shit. Second of all, I've got a big mouth. But they slated me for that, saying it was that's not a great time to keep making those jokes. But when he told me about the hot tub thing, he was flippant about it. He was sincere with Ritchie and Adrian, right? Oh, I'm really hurt. But when he told me, he went, yeah, she got off with the girl in the hot tub. What you going to do? So I thought it was like, funny. I didn't realize it was like a thing.
Oh, that was a classic. And he went around the whole room telling everyone, because you see the experts, don't you? Like, you've seen it, and they're like, why is he going round telling everyone? What's he trying to gain? He's trying to gain support here for this whole incident. Because I honestly thought she'd got off with someone and she slept with him. The way he framed it. And
my 11-year-old watched it with me. Sorry, 12. He's going to kill me. I don't even know how old he is. My 12-year-old watched it with me, and he said, why is that guy being such a melt? It was a game in a hot tub.
Yeah.
It's like a 12-year-old knew that that's not cheating. I mean, okay. If you haven't really made out with your husband yet, you probably shouldn't make out with a stranger. I think we can all agree with that. Right? And the fact that he wasn't in the hot tub when it happened seems a little bit weird as well. I don't feel like if you go for a pina colada, you come back and she's got her tongue in someone's mouth. But she said it was a peck. Right. But when we were told about it, before I heard about that, we were told she was like snogging some woman, like she was right all up in her business. Do you know what I mean? Like, we had he was telling a very different story about that. And I can see why she wasn't pleased, because he said, I'm not going to share this. It's our personal business. And then got his narrative around to as many people as he could before she could tell anybody. Yeah. So.
But brilliant TV.
Again. Thanks, George.
So what do you think is in Kwame's house?
Like maybe human trafficking?
Yeah.
It's going to be like New Jack City or something. You know, like a whole drug empire, like naked ladies making drugs. No, I don't know what it is. I mean, and I'm going to say this: Kwame wasn't totally into the process. I don't think he really ever believed like it was an effective tool. I think he felt like everything was there to hurt you and for television not to move things along. And I think that was always going to be an issue for him. But yeah, is that why he wanted them to leave, so he could say they were leaving together and then just take off before so he'd never have to do the homestay? It's
I'm not sure.
Worrying. I feel like we should take a poll and find out who thinks the reason is. Why can't she go back there? Sex dungeon.
Yeah.
Well, somebody did a poll on Twitter about what I had said to Ritchie that made him upset after we had sex. And I knew everyone was going to think it was butt stuff, and it was not butt stuff, okay? And you people...
Well, I wasn't up until right now.
8% of people said butt stuff. Thanks, guys.
Well, we thought, but I think he cleared it up on his Instagram. Our initial speculation was just it wasn't very good. He didn't quite know what to do. But you said on your Instagram story it was that you liked lazy sex in the morning and energetic sex in the evening. Now, I was kind of wondering, the follow-up question is, well, which one was it? Did he get it wrong in the evening or the morning? Or was it just like a...
In the morning, I was just like, I don't mind having sex in the morning, but I kind of like a lazy sex so I can go back to sleep, you know, because I like to have a lie-in, right? And we weren't filming that morning, and I thought, well, this is nice. We can just have like a lazy morning. And then he lost his mind, said, I don't want to hear how you have sex with other people, slammed the door, and then went off. So, I was kind of like, what the fuck has happened? Do you know what I mean?
I thought you might have the cowboy hat on and everything, or, ready to go.
The guitar kept getting in the way.
It's guitar. He broke a few strings, I think.
Oh my God. My parents said they were going to make a TikTok of them holding a guitar going, we tried to take Ritchie's advice and use the guitar more in our sex life, but we don't know where it's supposed to go. But then they realized they'd given the guitar to charity, so that was out the window.
I wanted to ask you, Lara, as well, with obviously, like you say, you've watched it now, and it's like so frustrating because you want to be there. As you've watched it this week, and you don't have to go into detail because I know obviously you know the pin-up, but just have you just thought, oh my God, I wish I was there when all this kicked off, because it looked so much fun when it kicked off. Kwame's line, especially.
Oh, perfect. The way he doesn't even look at anybody. He just looks straight ahead and lifts that wine glass up. Like he's like an evil villain.
Yeah.
Ironic,
the Frog.
the guy that's trying to steal your missus and takes that drink, Fucking
The whole
brilliant.
whole table went like that, didn't it? The fucking just went up, didn't it? And he's like, I have nothing to do with me. Yeah.
And
Brilliant.
the thing for me is like as well is that I'll tell you what, even though I was with some of these people all this time, and it isn't until you see their backstory and their weddings and their honeymoons, you get a whole different vibe. Because you got to remember, even people that you don't get the whole story, do you? Until you kind of see it. And then, like Keisha, I kind of like had more of Kwame's back because I thought he was trying, and I didn't realize all the shit she put up with before, like, she was like really wanted to get with him, and he was like kind of going, like we didn't know any of that, So it's kind of funny because it changes how you feel about the situations once you see stuff. So, and also I've seen everybody at the end at the reunion. So, maybe if I'd seen some of this, I don't know how I would have been with them at the end, because I kind of feel like, oh, I wish I'd known that now.
Yeah, maybe that's why they filmed the reunion early.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we all went in hot anyway. Imagine if we'd gone in after this. I mean, like, I think it would be it'd be battle royale, wouldn't it? So. Yeah.
So, Lara, what's next for you?
Well, I'm going to Brighton this afternoon. So what's next for me? You know what? Like, obviously, I came in for a husband, and that's what I wanted, and I didn't really think of anything after that. And then I was like, well, I'm not getting that. What else do I want from this? And so Paul has offered me £500 to do a stand-up night, and he's booking the venue for me right now. So in 2 weeks so within 4 weeks of the show finishing, I'm going to go do a stand-up comedy night in London. So I'm writing that at the moment. So a lot of vagina in it though, so I hope it's late. I mean, probably not
inviting the kids down then.
But I mean, and the thing is, I love doing these things. This podcast stuff I absolutely love doing podcasts. So I mean, obviously, I don't know. That might be something I might be interested in doing because, again, I just love to talk, and usually I have no one to talk to. So I mean, I was hoping to find someone to talk to, and but they just wanted to sing at me, so that didn't really work out.
You're always welcome back on here when we're doing some of the other shows. If you want to come on and have a chat, if you're watching them, same as us.
Absolutely, of course. Yeah, I trust me. I always have something to say. There's not an opinion I have not had.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think, Chris. What are the other ones we've done recently? I mean, there's going to be a Winter Love Island. We love doing like Too Hot to Handle, Love Is Blind. We love doing them all.
The Bachelor, Bachelorette, which we don't love doing, but we haven't done one for a few months because Love Island's been on, hasn't it? And then MAFS. So,
well, I was saying before, but do you think about doing Big Brother? And I was like, oh yeah, I'd do Big Brother. But then obviously, I think that was on the back of the fact that I was going to come across really funny on the show, and I come across as, like I don't really know what the fuck is going on. So. Really not great for my brand, so to speak.
Who do you think out of everyone else? I mean, you obviously think you didn't give a good you weren't edited in a representative way. You were giving it the Morse code. Help me, mostly. But for the other people, do you think anyone else is coming across in completely a different way to how you saw them on the show?
No. Well, obviously the Gemma and Matt thing wasn't great. I think you'll find the people who this is the thing. There's got to be a storyline, right? And whatever the biggest storyline is how they're going to edit it, right? Because they've got more to work with if they go with that. Like the whole vegan thing, right? I mean, I doubt that Jenna talks about veganism that fucking much, But I mean, the poor girl. But that's what for those episodes, that's what was being pushed. So she looks like a right bummer for about a week and a half, doesn't she? Like she's just sat there like moaning all the time. And they're actually she's like dancing and quite fun. I think she came off a lot more serious than she really is. But yeah, I mean that's the worry, isn't it? That everybody has, that at the end of the day they're going to look at it and they're like, who the fuck is that? That's not me. What's happened? But again, they did warn us. It's a television show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Because we saw it with the Love Island contestants, a lot of them went on a lot of these podcasts. I suppose it's similar. They went literally that the day or so they came after, and there was relationships there that we didn't even see on the TV show. You know, what was the girl? Oh, the one who sucked a tit or whatever. What's he called? I can't remember that already.
Andrew and what was her name?
Andrew and Tasha, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
That's his girlfriend, but he sucked the other girl's tit. But what was her name?
Yeah.
Coco. So
That's
good.
it.
My favourite
So
from this year. My highlight from this year. I sucked a tit or whatever.
We even had a T-shirt, didn't we?
Like 3 times, and he just kept making it worse every time. He was like, my lips breathed to her chest. And he said, what? And he said, yeah, my mouth grazed her nipple. What?
Yeah.
I sucked her boob.
Yeah. It's just
fell over onto her.
Yeah, and her mouth was just open, and it happened. Yeah, it's just it's.
But don't worry about it. Whatever.
But a lot of the contestants, they were on there on some of the podcasts saying like, "This is not what happened in the show." But you're right, Lara. They can't show everything, can they? So
yeah. And the thing is, as well, is like at least Love Island, at least the cameras all the time, so they've got a lot to work with. Whereas for us, there's so much you don't see off camera, and unless it is filmed, unless they have enough of it, right? Because you can't have somebody saying something once and never backing it up and then play it, right? Because people need to. That's the problem with when we came off. It looked like everything was great, then suddenly it wasn't, then we were gone, right? Yeah. Because so much stuff for us happened off camera, and unfortunately. They couldn't show it because it's not filmed, and if it's not filmed, you're just done. And there was no way that Ritchie was going to be on camera saying things that he was saying. So that kind of, we couldn't. There's nowhere for us to go. So I know where. Home.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Because the thing is, on TV, you can either be the villain like Whitney, or you can be the angel like Shanita. But nobody wants to watch the couple that gives them the ick. Like, I have so many people going, I just couldn't watch you guys. Like, it was making me feel sick. Thank you so much, viewing public. I was attached to the ick. I was ick adjacent. I tell you what, though, I've had nothing. I really have had nearly only positive tweets and messages. I think maybe I'd say I've got a handful, maybe 5 or 6 comments, and even those ones weren't bad. I had one lady who was trolling me on Instagram, but I just think it's hilarious. Like, I know some people get upset and then they say things back, but that's what they want. I actually had a woman apologize to me. People like, oh, I found you really irritating. And I said, yeah, I get that a lot. That's when my parents live in another country, But she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, you can't please everybody, can you? Do you know what I mean? So some guy said, oh, you have 2 failed marriages, 2 kids, you work in a burger joint, and a load of tattoos on you. What did you really bring to the table? And I was like, I bring a bunch of rando kids, something to read during dinner, and some free fucking hamburgers. Because I work at Five Guys. You're welcome.
What possesses people to send messages like that? It's bonkers.
It's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid. Oh, but thank you today, Lara, for coming on. It's been.
Oh my God, I've had a blast. Thank you so much. I said, talking about myself, can't think of anything better.
That's why you're here. You've got to do it. Promote yourself and just talk about the show that we love. So, honestly, me and Dave, we weren't sure. And I think you're right. The edit you received to your personality should have been shown on this show. And I'm not just saying that because you're here. You've been so much fun. You don't give a shit, and they would have been bleeping you out. Our perfect, honestly, our perfect contestant on these shows.
I realized that when he shared his secrets with me. Wah, wah. Don't care. Just going to tell you your business, not help you out at all. But whatever.
Amazing.
I think the problem is it's difficult to get your personality across when you are being held hostage, isn't it? So, I can get it as well, but it has been fantastic.
Because it wouldn't make sense for me to leave if I was just having the time of my life, right? We could both be having the time of our lives, but not with each other. Do you guys watch the Unveiled show that's on the Sunday?
Not every time.
I have done, yeah.
Not this last one.
Ritchie sang to me at the end of our commitment ceremony when we left, and I don't know if you saw that.
I don't think I did.
No.
They cut it from the actual show, which I was kind of bummed about because I was like, this is going to show everybody what I'm dealing with. But they put it on the Unveiled, and we say we're going to leave, and everybody's like, oh, and then he says, can I stand up and sing her a song? Mel's face is fucking brilliant. She's like, what the fuck is happening?
I did see that. Yeah.
Acapella. Thank you. For giving me the strength to love. Like, I think at one point he points to me and says, you're not the one for me. And I think Shanita says, she knows who she is. Why is he pointing at her?
He is David Brent in Life on the Road. Foregone Conclusion is the band. So
I've actually had someone send me that.
It's strange. I mean, one of the things I kind of love, and I think it's very cruel, is the way MAFS, one person can write leave, and if the other one writes stay, you have to stay at least for a few days or whatever.
Yeah,
so I guess
week,
at least he didn't write stay. And
well, we had a conversation about it before we did the couch, because it was a bit of a difficult situation, and nobody wants to be made to look like a fool on TV either, do they? So I mean,
he still did his best impression of like looking surprised, though, didn't he? Oh, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Well, he did say he wanted to be on Hollyoaks, so hopefully they were watching that one.
Aren't most of the people in Hollyoaks like 20 or something? So
he could be one of the dads. He could be like a failed rock star, a dad or something. He moves in.
He could be.
Yeah.
Take out the
You'd have to act real hard for that, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Hey, hang on. I wasn't.
What is my motivation?
I was actually trying to be serious then. I realised what I've said, though. That's just played into it. He's going to be coming after me now. And I'm a failed rock star, so I can't say anything. I am a failed rock star.
Chris,
so
you've just been blocked.
Yes. Well, like you said, I wasn't even following him, so it doesn't matter.
It's just a tantrum. It's the principle. No, it's been absolutely brilliant. So, Lara, do you have
Thanks so much, guys.
The date in the calendar for your comedy stand-up show in London?
Not yet. Paul messaged me this week and said, give me 2 weeks and I'll come back to you with a date. So I best get moving on this thing. I mean, I've always wanted to do it for years. I just never had the balls to do it, but I really need $500. So
that would be good. So if you let us know when the date is, we'll plug it here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. Where can everyone get hold of you, Lara, as well on social media? Because I'm sure they're going to want to follow you after this.
Oh, hopefully. It's the Lara Eyre. It was Loopy Lala 69, and my kids made me change it.
Was that before you came onto the show, was it? Yeah.
You have got to change that, Mum. Because it's my email address as well, and some of it. And when I have to call the school and the government and everything, it's like, what's your email? And I go, 69. It's fucking stupid.
You must get a few laughs,
people, when you make your accounts, don't be clever because you think it's funny. It's not, and it will haunt you for the rest of your life. Just be serious, people. Yeah, it's the Lara Eyre on Instagram, and I'd love a follow. And I every night after the show, I do a little talk about what I'm watching, and depending on how much wine I've consumed is depending on how mean I am. So.
And I can vouch for it. Your recaps are absolutely brilliant.
So I'm mean all the time.
Yeah, I love watching all of them. Thomas is great. I think Shanita puts out some great ones as well. So, yeah, definitely give Lara a follow there.
Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I hope you listeners out there loved this bonus episode as much as we did. And we'll speak to you next time.
Bye.